Myself, Keshav Lal CPA. Today I am discussing with you some advantage and some disadvantage to 1099 over W2 worker. What are those advantages? Let's see one by one. Some advantage to subcontractor versus W2 employee. First advantage is like flexibility of work schedule. Employee has to work like his employer schedule, like 9 to 5, 8 to 4, or any other schedule. 1099 contractor has his own schedule. When he feel convenient, when he's available, and he can work on his convenience. Means he's totally free to complete his project. Availability open to general public. His services are like self-employed, subcontractor, contractor. His services are available to general public. Means he can provide the services more than one employer or more than one owner. Any number of whatever he can handle, he can provide those services to general public. He is open to general public. Then control over to discharge. His employer, his boss, or his owner cannot easily terminate him, cannot easily discharge him from the project because his project is always under some contract. Owner has to look for the contractor, which are their classes to discharge him. He has to go under contract, whereas to employee, employer can discharge him. Employer has a more flexibility in discharging employee. Some notice clause could be there under employment contract, but employer can discharge the employee more easily than to contractor. Another is no supervision. Contractor is his own boss. 1099 person is own boss. Nobody can supervise him. Yes, owner can just look his how he's performing, how he's doing. He can request him, can you do it early, something like that. But strict supervision is not on 1099 contractor. Uses own tools. The 1099 contractor uses his own tool to complete the project. Whatever he is given the project, whatever he has bid the project, to complete the project, he has full freedom to use his any kind of tool, any safe tool that can help him to complete the project. Whereas employee has to use the tools whatever provided by the employer. He can request the employer for like additional tool or specific tool, but employer has to provide them. In the 1099, a worker arrange his own tools. And other is fixed price, like employee, he doesn't get like hourly rate or only salary. He get a fixed price, total price for completing a given project. That if he's like experienced contractor, he make the money. Even if sometime in the bidder, if he does any mistake, miscalculation, then he can also lose the price. This is a little disadvantage also. No easy termination, same thing. Employer cannot terminate him easily. Employee can be terminated by the employer under like employment contract, 2 week notice, 1 day notice, or without no notice, something. No time and place constraints. Worker 1099 worker don't have a time, what time he will come, what time he will go, and where he will complete the project. He can complete the project at the employer site, or some part of the project he can do in his own workshop. So time and concentrate, he can get up in the night and then he can work. In the morning he can work. So for him is time and place concentrate is not there. The other is 1099 subcontractor or self-employed can deduct their business income from the fixed price. Their net price their net profit will be different from the total net price, because he can deduct their business expenses like material, like tool, traveling, meals, any other telephone expenses, and if he's hiring more employees, and payroll expenses for other employees. So he has a scope to deduct his project related expenses, whereas employee has no such room to deduct the business expenses. Job related expenses could be there, but business expenses for employee are not there. Now we have a disadvantage also. If a worker is misclassified as 1099 contractor, suppose one person is supposed to be employee according to IRS 20 factor checklist, but he is misclassified as a 1099 contractor. If somebody is a 1099 contractor, then it's okay, but in the case of misclassification, whereas he should be W2 employee, but he is misclassified as 1099 contractor, or if worker choose to be 1099 contractor instead of W2 employee, then what are the losses here? He will lose certain employment benefit, just as unemployment benefit. He cannot get the unemployment if he is out of a job. He cannot get disability benefit if he get injured. He cannot participate in 401k pension plan of the company. He cannot avail paid leave. Some company has like 6 paid leave in a year, and then some company has a 6 or 10 paid sick leave in a company. He cannot avail either. He cannot avail overtime. Let's say he stay longer in the company, so overtime doesn't apply him. And worker comp insurance benefit, he cannot claim worker comp insurance benefit. Suppose he get injured at the workplace, he has to buy his own worker comp insurance. Even he's a employee, but he has been misclassified as a 1099 worker. He cannot participate in group health insurance of the company. He has to buy his own health insurance, and he can deduct his own health insurance as a self-employed person in his personal tax return, but that is a separate chapter. He may have to buy his own uh, liability and worker comp insurance if he's a not W2 employee, and he's a 1099 misclassified contractor or classified contractor. He has to buy his own general liability and worker comp insurance. Some company has lot of other benefits. A 1099 worker may not avail all those benefits, because 1099 worker is not in the line of W2 employee. Then other 1099 worker is subject to high risk of audit. IRS audit is at the risk for 1099 worker, because some 1099 workers claim lot of unreasonable business expenses or not related business expenses. Then he is under high alert of audit risk. That's it. Thank you. This is our disclaimer. All these are all layman discussions, so you can explore more. And my thanking note: thanks for listening. Sorry for technical deficiencies. We'll release next video soon. Keshav Lal, CPA. Thank you.